Hey, I'm meteorologist Doug Myers with the latest forecast on this Thursday. Yesterday was a really nice day across the area, mid to upper 70s. I think we'll be a few degrees warmer today with upper 70s and low 80s. Sunny skies, similar wind speed, so wind's not really much of a factor. They do become a factor starting tomorrow, though. And, of course, we are monitoring tonight and tomorrow morning's lunar eclipse between 1:26 and 2:31 in the morning, peaking a little bit before 2 a.m. We are still looking at clear skies likely, so really nice to set your alarm to get up and look at the moon turn red. Meantime, taking a look at winds. Winds, again, not much of a factor today, eventually becoming out of the south-southeast by this afternoon, gusting near 15-20 miles per hour. And then starting to increase those winds, especially after midnight, closer to 25, maybe even 30 miles per hour, especially as we get closer towards sunrise. And then look at the concern for tomorrow. We could be talking about wind gusts approaching 50 miles per hour, possibly even stronger than that in some areas. And so we are going to be dealing with some very windy conditions. In fact, National Weather Service already has areas along and south of the Turnpike in a high wind watch for tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., where wind gusts could be approaching 55 miles per hour, maybe even 60. There's also a chance of storms, too, that could increase that chance that a brief severe thunderstorm warning could exist as well. Now, obviously, this is going to increase our fire danger concern. So taking a look at our fire risks for the next several days, it's mainly going to be out to our west today, making its way into north central Kansas, western Clark County later on today. Tomorrow, though, it's going to be the biggest concern, especially south of I-70, where we're in that critical status with those stronger winds. And then taking a look at Sunday, having an opportunity for that fire danger threat to continue as well. So we are certainly looking at some very dangerous conditions ahead with the fire danger threat. Saturday, by the way, we're still going to be monitoring that too. I'm not sure why it wasn't included there, but I'm concerned. I'm really concerned after today on the fire danger weather. So if you're going to do any burning today, please make sure that it's put out properly, because anything that reignites after today, it is going to be very tough to put out because of the strong winds continuing. Sunny skies today. Here's clear skies tonight, just in time for that lunar eclipse a little bit before 2. And then sunny skies to begin the day before clouds increase with scattered showers and possibly even a few thunderstorms. We'll talk about that thunderstorm risk here in just a second as far as the severe risk. Otherwise, we'll continue with the isolated chance even into Friday night. It's not a great chance. Most spots will continue to stay dry, but we'll get some wraparound moisture where the most of it will stay up to our north. Most of the winter precipitation, in fact, right now, all of it will stay up to our north. Most, if not all, the severe weather threat will be off to our east. And as far as Saturday is concerned, you can see those clouds hanging around. Yeah, we'll get a few peaks of sun here and there, but I expect partly to mostly cloudy skies for much of the day. Rainfall-wise, the model that you just saw was the graph, top left. We're not talking about much in the form of rain. And we're not talking about much in the form of rain on the other computer models, too. It is very possible we get a thunderstorm with very little rain, which means dry lightning, which means increasing risk for fires to start, and especially with those strong winds. This is something that typically happens out on the western half of the country with the wildfires in California, desert Southwest, dry lightning. That's very possible in our area tomorrow. Look at that. Slight, or I should say marginal risk for our area, but a moderate risk, very rare, out to the east. So be mindful of that. If your travels take you east tomorrow, all hazards, very dangerous tornadoes possible tomorrow, very strong winds, very large hail, all of it. Very dangerous. If you don't have to travel east tomorrow, hold off. If you do, make sure you are aware. Make sure you have weather notifications, because it's going to be very dangerous tomorrow. For the weekend, highs in the mid-50s. This is where we should be for this time of year. This is seasonal. And then we're a little bit warmer and generally in the upper 50s to mid-60s for Sunday. As far as winds are concerned for Saturday, winds gusting near 30 to even 35 miles per hour. By Sunday, not quite as breezy. Wind gusts around 15-20 miles per hour. So it's certainly not going to be quite as bad. For the next 8 days, warming back up in the 70s Monday and Tuesday before we get our next frontal boundary Wednesday and Thursday. Highs back in the 50s. A little bit of uncertainty with next week's precipitation. Here's what I'm talking about. The European model has many spots getting at least a third of an inch worth of precipitation. But especially with that Wednesday precipitation chance, a little bit of snow mixing in with some of that rain. 1 to 2 inches possible. Don't hold your breath, though. There's still a lot of uncertainty. Here's the GFS. Almost nothing, even with that rain on tomorrow. Not much. So obviously all the snow is going to stay well up to our north. So no snow within the next 8 days there. So let's take it on a day-by-day basis. Don't be too worried about that snow chance you saw in the European model. A probability of equal chances to drier than normal, wetter than normal on the 6 to 10, 8 to 14 day outlook, but all 3 time frames, probability of above average temperatures. Storm spotter training classes tonight in Lawrence at 7 p.m. Monday, it will be virtual. Make sure to check the link on WIBW.com for the link on signing up for it and viewing it. And then on Tuesday of next week in Republic County, that'll be at 6:30. Most of these talks start at 7, but that one is going to be at 6:30. Again, find a complete list on WIBW.com. Obviously, keep an eye on tomorrow's severe weather risk, but at least here in Northeast Kansas, I'm not seeing it. It's going to be a very, very narrow window if we do get anything late morning, early afternoon. Otherwise, the instability decreases to the point where the severe threat weekends, maybe not necessarily the thunderstorm threat, but the severe threat weekends, but definitely something that we'll continue to keep an eye on for tomorrow. In the meantime, enjoy today. Today is probably going to be the least impactful day that we'll have. Otherwise, a combination of winds, possible precipitation, and fire danger concerns are going to be something we'll be monitoring on a daily basis. Have a great day.